Hi everybody, I'm Donna Terrell and this is Terrell Talk. I've been chatting with Jason Macon. He is on his way to the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. I should actually call them the Olympic Games, basically. You will be competing in the Paralympics.
That's right, the Paralympic Games.
The Paralympic Games. Are you excited about that?
I am. It's not a for sure thing yet. You know, we still have a long ways.
But you're working that way.
Yes,
you're working
right.
that way. I mean, it'll be here before you know it. So what else must you do? You've already competed in the Track World Champions Championship. You did well. What more do you have to do to get to the Olympics?
To get to the Olympics is I don't know. It's so complicated. We hold a whole nother show just to explain that.
Really?
Yes.
You were trying to tell me on the phone, and I couldn't quite follow you.
No, but basically, I need to. We have two more big track events before we know who's going to the
And what
Paralympics.
Are those?
That's the Pan Am Games in Lima, Peru this summer.
Okay.
And then we have World Championships, Track World Championships for 2020 in Toronto, outside of Toronto, in Milton, Canada, in January.
Okay.
And then from the results from World Championships in 2020, we will know who is from the track side is going for paracycling Team USA to
So what
Tokyo.
do you have to do now other than compete and obviously score as high as you possibly can? What must you do? Is there something you need to be doing differently at this point to get you there?
Well, yeah, I have a list. I mean, I have a list of things that I could do better. You know, I went to World Championships this last week and you know, performed really well. But there are little things that I can do better. There's some things that I can tweak with my training. There's some science that I can change around how my training works. There's, you know, I can make my nutrition could be better.
Okay.
My sleep could be better. You know, the recovery is just as important as the work. There's some more things that are more efficient that I could be doing.
What is your trainer telling you?
Well,
I mean, is there someone that's kind of overseeing what you're doing out in Colorado Springs? And
yes, I have a coach who is he's my guy, and you know, and then I have a bunch of other trainers that work with me under his management, and he, you know. You know, we're looking at all these little details and looking at things that we can make better. Not sure that's the best way to say it, but we, you know, things that we can improve on. But some of it is just more time. You know, some of it is more discipline with me. You know, with you know, going to bed earlier. I am horrible at that. I want to fit so much in the day. And
Jason, come on, we're working toward a goal here. You got to get to bed.
I know. And, you know, those things are tough. And, you know, just
and you're working out there at the Olympic Village.
Yes.
I call it a village. It's a more, well, it's kind of like a
the
village,
training center.
The training center.
Yeah,
you're working, so you have to take time to work as well as train.
Yeah, the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs is a big campus, and we have, you know, all sorts of resources in the cafeteria and the gym and the velodrome, and then about a mile and a half into downtown Colorado Springs is where the USOC, the U.S. Olympic Committee headquarters is, and I work there in the IT department. And so I do, you know, simple IT stuff, a lot of installing new monitors and monitor arms, or you know, simple things like that. I set up a lot of new computers, imaging processes, and but then I also get to work in the AV department. And at the Olympic Training Center, if you ever come out to Colorado Springs, you should take a tour. And there are it's awesome areas that you get to go, and you could see all the different athletes, you know, competing and training, and there's a lot of media screens and and speaker systems,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of events that are going on too. A lot of athletes do like talks where they talk about their training. They do inspirational speaking.
Yeah.
And
Since you mentioned that, what would be your words of inspiration to people who have some hardship that happens? You obviously being an amputee, but people face all sorts of challenges in their lives. What would be your message to people who feel like they've been dealt a bad hand?
I think that you have to play whatever hand that you're dealt, and that it's that's what I hope with everything that I'm doing, is that I'm setting a good example for somebody that has been dealt a bad hand, and is that you can still play. You're still in the game, and you don't just fold up. And is that anything is possible. Your dreams are possible. You don't have to quit. And the other thing is that there's a lot of people out there that want to help you. And if you have some sort of disability, there's lots of athletic avenues for you, but there's also a ton of other resources for anybody that's going through something. And in a lot of ways, it does take some pushing, and you have to be an advocate for yourself, and you have to really get creative, and that's really it. Is hopefully I'm setting a good example for somebody that's being creative with the hand that they've been dealt.
It seems like you are, and from where I sit, I think you are being very creative and finding a way to make it work and to live that dream that you had from when you were a child.
Yeah.
So let's talk about when you're not competing, when you're not in training. I hear you're like coaching the Central Arkansas Roller Derby.
Well,
is that true?
I have.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm not.
Okay.
With me moving to Colorado Springs.
You had to relinquish that.
Right. Yeah, it was tough. I started with Central Arkansas Roller Derby. During the time that I was hurt and I couldn't be an athlete at all, and my wife is an awesome derby player.
So I hear.
And we would always do these coaching sessions after the game, and we start and I got really into it, and really and then as time went by, I got more involved, and the program is really awesome, and it's growing, and yeah, it's really, really exciting to see.
That's good to hear. Mm-hmm. That's good to hear.
But other things that I'm doing are, I do carpentry work, and and I'm learning a software program to help me design and build prosthetic parts. And so right now I'm working. We're 3D printing a lot of adaptive, like athletic. Prosthetic parts that don't exist, things that will help people ride bikes.
You said earlier that you have to learn to be creative. Mm-hmm. You have to be creative. When things happen and kind of throw you off your game, so to speak, you have to find ways to make it work. And it sounds like, the fact that, the 3D printer and trying to help other people with prosthesis mm-hmm. is certainly something you probably would not have focused on before you became an amputee yourself. Right.
I never knew it didn't exist.
Right.
Until I went to my my prosthetist, and he's like, "Oh no, there's not any cycling hardware, and there's everything that you need. We have to make."
Yeah.
And so it now to a few years have gone by of me like prototyping and making things on my back porch or at buddies' houses or down at the machine shop. And now I'm actually learning how to design on a computer that we can just print things. Okay. And which is really cool and it's really exciting. And
I am very happy for you.
Thank
I'm
you.
also excited for the possibilities, and with your next 2 competitions and hopefully making it to the Olympics. We want to see you at the Olympics. We really do. We're rooting for you. I
Cool.
want you to know that.
Thank you
okay?
very much.
Thank you, Jason, so much for coming on to Terrell Talk and sharing your fascinating story with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on.
You're truly an
much.
inspiration.
Thank you.
I'm Donna Terrell, and thank you for watching Terrell Talk. I will have another episode and another interesting person coming up real soon. We'll see you next time.